Hey you guys, how you doing? My name is Cazhhmere, filmmaker, director, and you are watching Art, Fortune, and Fame. I interned at Much Music, and it's a long story, but it involves a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, no sleep, no food, and making no money for a very long time before I got my first check. Yeah and no, but I just, honestly, I don't really let those things bother me because it's like, I can't change who I am, so it's just like, I'm always forever gonna be the elephant in the room. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to the industry that I work in. I predominantly make urban music videos, so it's predominantly male-dominated world in the urban music world. But I embrace it, I guess. It's never really been a challenge for me, and if it has been, it was never on my visual radar to the point where I would let it bother or affect me. Directors and branding, it's a funny thing because it's like directors will do branding a lot of different ways. You know what I mean? Some people it's just as simple as the name. Directors brand themselves with names. You'll notice all music video directors, they gotta have like a cool name. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're rappers. Like Hype Williams, Little X, Director X, RT. Cazhhmere. You know what I'm saying? Like, or just branding ourselves through our work. Also, you know what I mean? Like, if you see a video and it starts with a black screen and all of a sudden the screen opens like this, you're watching a Little X video. You know what I'm saying? Even just, if you don't even know the artist or whatever, but you see a hip hop video and it's like all low angles and like 190 frames per second, like super slow-mo, it's like chances are you're watching a Hype Williams music video. You know what I mean? So it's like, directors and branding, it's like, especially because music videos, they put the song, they put the artist, they put the label, but they don't put the director's name on it, right? So us as directors, we always are trying to find new and creative ways to really brand ourselves. I mean, in the old days, it would be, submitting your video to Much Music, MTV Canada, things like that. But now we live in a different world. It's more of a digital era. So, it's a matter of anybody can put out a music video, right? Just make a video and put it on YouTube. But, I feel that as the digital era develops more, now that everyone can do it, it's becoming harder to stand out. So now that's when the artistry is stepping back into music videos these days, I find. I feel like for the past, maybe 5 years, music videos has kind of lost its flair, but I feel like it's coming back. Like I said, simply because everyone can do it now, you gotta try that much harder to stand out, and the way you stand out is by making dope art, and so I feel like the dopeness and the artistry of music videos is starting to come back because of the digital era, but it's also a way to give more people exposure, the artists and the music video directors themselves. I think it's great. I mean, I think we're lucky in Canada where it's like our industry runs a lot different than the rest of the world. I think Canada is one of the only countries where there's a plethora of free money. You know what I mean? Like we're really trying to support our arts, even though oftentimes us as artists, it doesn't feel like our country is really trying to help push our artistry forward and representing Canadian artistry. But if you dig deep enough, you'll realize that Canada is very supportive. And people like MUCHFACT, formerly known as Video Fact, at least for me, have been very beneficial to the climb of my career. Like my first music video, 13 years ago was shot through a MUCHFACT grant. And I'd say about 85% of them since then have been funded either partially or fully through MUCHFACT, and has helped advance my career. It's helped advance a lot of the careers of the artists that I work with as well. And it also helped build our company, the company that, RT, myself, and our producer, John Nadelin, helped, build about 13, 14 years ago. 90% of the videos we did were all funded through MUCHFACT, I got nothing but great things to say about MUCHFACT. There would be no directed by Cazhhmere if it weren't for MUCHFACT, Special moments, I'd probably have to say when I directed O Canada for Classified, I'd probably say that was a special moment for me for a number of reasons. One, because it was shot in my hometown, Halifax, Nova Scotia, and our home province, because we didn't just shoot in Halifax, we shot all across the province of Nova Scotia, Peggy's Cove and everything like that. We had like 300 extras come out for the music video in January and down home in the freezing cold, and they stood out there for hours waiting for us to arrive from another location we were at, you know. It's very hard to get that type of support, even in Toronto. It's hard for even some of the biggest, you know, acts in Toronto to get that type of support from the fans, especially in wintertime. So that was really special. And then it was used as an official song for the Olympics, for the Winter Olympics that were in Vancouver in 2010. That wasn't intentional at the time. What else happened? Yeah, it was like that year on YouTube Canada, it was in the top 10 videos for 2010 for YouTube Canada. And it also, for me, the main thing is that it got me my first Director of the Year nomination at the MMVAs. And it was also my first year that I had multiple nominations in multiple categories throughout that video. Unfortunately, we didn't take home the win that year. I don't know why. I think we should, not just because I did the video, but that song was huge. Like, Classified made a rap song about Canada and it went double platinum. And we all know how hard it is for any rap song to go platinum in Canada. And he made a song about our country and it went double platinum. And so for me, I personally think that song should have won. But unfortunately, we didn't win the video that year. I think we lost to Drake that year, but you know, that's Drizzy, right? So. Who's on my radar as far as artists? I like John River. I like Raz Fresco. Definitely like Raz Fresco. Who else? You saying Toronto artists?
Or Canadian.
I mean, Canadian. Like, I really like some real Toronto artists. Like, I'm always a fan of the Legends League, the Natural Born Strangers. Trying to think, you know, who else? Artist by the name of Maybe. She's about to come out. Layla Day. You know, I'm a strong supporter of Canadian music, Toronto music, but also Maritimes artists as well. Like, I'm gonna shout out Neon Dreams. I'm gonna shout out Certified. I'm gonna shout out Ghetto Child, Caleb Simmons, Classified, of course. You know, I'm a big supporter of Canadian music, especially urban Canadian music. You know, a budget to put something proper together is irrelevant. You know what I mean? Because it all depends on your concept. You know. You can make a video with an iPhone and make it look dope. It all depends on what your concept is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't shoot a Diddy video on the iPhone. You know what I'm saying? But if your concept calls for it, whether it's like it's supposed to feel like a reality show, whatever your concept is, right? You make it work for what it is that you're trying to achieve. You know what I mean? And you can shoot a video on your iPhone for no dollars, and it could win an MTV award if the concept is right. You know, or if you're trying to shoot a Diddy video, then to make it work, better make sure you got Diddy money. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't got Diddy money, don't try to do a Diddy video. You know, don't try to do a Future video. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't got Future money. That's just what it is, right? You know, so to me, budgets are irrelevant, but that's, for me, what I think is the beauty of the digital era that we live in, is that anyone can do it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that everyone should do it. You know what I'm saying? But it's possible that you can come up with great work, and it's not like the old days where we shot on film and so you needed film budgets, you know? Like, nowadays, like I said, you can shoot on anything and still make it look good. Just don't go above your reach within the, you know, the parameters that you have to work with.